What is up, guys? Brandon here, aka Mr. Brand Owner, and we're going to be starting a little mini e-com series where my business partner and I are going to go ahead and sit down with other e-com founders and literally find the bottlenecks in their business and tell them what to go ahead and fix in order to go ahead and scale their business. So Ethan is the first person we're going to be handling in this mini series. Ethan runs an e-commerce brand, a woman activewear brand called Fern Fitness Co. And here we can see that he basically is selling activewear, gym wear to women specifically, and he's been able to do very good numbers. He's been able to already hit 474K month during Q4, and those are not little numbers, right? He started off literally just by ripping these products from Kalo Data, eventually launching them, I guess, in the UK, and he had no course in the beginning. He started spending like 50 to 100 pounds a day from September to November 2024, figuring out how ads actually worked, burned 3K, and then eventually was still working like his 9-to-5 job, which every e-com guy in the beginning faces. And then he ended up launching his new custom collection, which started to hit, and that is basically on Fern. We could see like the whole active gym wear, and you know, you also got other competitors that are saying like the good butt notch thingy to there. So it's a very interesting story to hear from him. He was manufacturing from China, sending bulk shipments expensively through air to the UK to fulfill it from a UK 3PL. He already had proof of concept, found a supplier that really did well, was selling worldwide but using a UK domain. Trustpilot wasn't looking too good because of the delivery times. Tried multiple different things, as we can see. Has a very healthy AOV, doing around like 5 to 7K days right now, but net profit margin is a little bit on the low side. Recurring customers at 20%, and his target audience is women of 24 to 35 years old. So basically, looking at all this, we went ahead, collected all the info. Remo and I went ahead and sat down, mapped it all out, and you guys are going to see how we're going to help Ethan scale to 8 figures a month. All right, so Ethan, ready to scale the brand?
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, first things first, we got your brand right here, Fern. You're selling active, how do you say it? Activewear?
Activewear, yeah.
Women's
activewear.
Women's
yeah.
activewear, gym wear that you're selling to them. So yeah, we created a whole, like we did a deep dive in your brand. So we're going to go completely through everything, what we saw, the opportunities that are there for you to grab and eventually scale to 7-8 figures a year. Like we found some good opportunities here. So I'm going to hand over to Remo. He's going to kick it off, and then afterwards we'll just go with the flow.
Yeah, so before we're gonna dive into like marketing stuff, web shop related stuff, it all first comes down to mindset, bro. So I was just listening what I said, like the podcast with Comfort, and diving into his brand, but also him as a person. I was just thinking like, okay, mindset is really a thing, because you have the same brains, you have a brand, but he is doing like 10 figures a year right now with Comfort.
Yeah.
Over 1 billion in revenue. Mm-hmm. And he basically also just started from scratch, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, what are the difference between you and him? Because you're young, he's also pretty young. Mindset is to tweak. Execution is also comes down to execution. Like what I've heard in his podcast, he works pretty hard. And the strategy, nothing else. Because you're like in the same kind of niche, fashion. He does like comfort clothing, and you more like active wear. But the difference, there is no any difference. So it all comes down to mindset, strategy, and execution. To break down basically your market leaders, do you know them?
Yes, I know Thriving.
All three?
What's this one? What's the one in the middle? Sorry,
Abil.
Yeah, I know them as well. They do a lot of also retail stuff as well, Able. So they're quite big in retail in the UK, like, you know, they're like JD and stuff like that. So they're really big. Thriving, they're scaling really, really hard also on you know, like paid platforms. TikTok, they're doing really loads of stuff on TikTok now. Instagram, I like the brand. They're a really good brand, you know. So, you know, I do a lot of research on them. They're from the Netherlands as well.
I wanted to just say that because I went through their TikTok and I was seeing women speaking in Dutch, and I was like, "What the fuck, is this a Dutch brand or what?"
Yeah.
So okay, that proves it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, man, but their angle is very, very different to what we try to do, you know, because, you know, they've got quite a unique product with the leggings and everything. But then, for example, like our bestseller right now, it isn't that. You know, so I can only, you know, kind of take like concepts, but then I can't really take, you know, exactly what they're trying to market,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, we will dive into that later in the product stuff. And you also have Define, also a market leader.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And when I study those brands, and also from my own knowledge, there are like patterns. So first one is same avatar, same audience. They are all just targeting fit girls or girls that wants to become fit, but a young audience. It's similar to you. It is just one group. That's how I approach it for fashion. It's also same market. So when you check their markets, it's mostly, this one is US, also a bit French, US as well, a bit Dutch, and this is what I can see a lot in UK. Same color. So like what I mean with similar SKUs is it all, at the end, it all comes down to gym wear, like leggings, tops. So in general, you are basically selling the same things. What I mean by that is you can also take products of their collection, right? It's not because when I dived into Abil and, for example, Define, you see this type of leggings where you see it's very good the butt and stuff. It's all comes down to the same thing.
Olo does it also.
Sorry?
Olo, yeah.
Olo
they
as
have
well.
the same one as well.
But they are like...
We also have a collection like that. Basically, I don't know if you saw it. It's called like Super Sculpt. But we haven't really pushed that because, it never really worked as much as our current bestseller. Okay. Obviously, we can go into that in a little bit. So.
Yeah, why those stuff doesn't work, I will also come back to because I've seen your looms. Same pricing range as well. Most importantly, same strategy as Comfort in terms of community marketing, socials, and recurring customers. And I will explain that right now. It all comes down to strategy, bro. So first, the biggest mindset switch is that you need to basically create for yourself as women's active brands can sell the same collections without facing competition. It sounds really weird because you are competing to each other.
No, it's the truth. I agree, man.
You launch the same kind of ads. You use the same type of influencers. You're trying to basically expand in the same markets as well. So maybe you think like, okay, what the fuck do you mean by that? But do you know how woman avatars actually works? First of all, they are very loyal. So what I mean by that is when they try out a brand, quality is good. It has like a community feeling. So they're feeling part of it. They can expand their clothing line in that brand. They're getting loyal to the brand because why would you test another brand? But that also comes down again to community. Women look up to their social media figures, okay? So they are all scrolling on TikTok, especially your audience, like young women. On TikTok, Snapchat, they see like brands everywhere. So what that means is brand awareness is one of the most important things, which I'm gonna dive deep into. And women want to belong to something. They want to be part of something. And that basically comes down to like what are their girlfriends wearing, what are their friends wearing, what are their again, social media figures wearing, and the snowball effect. So what I mean by that is women all look to each other. So when someone recommends to his friend this, then she will obviously most of the time buys it, and then she will also be part of the community.
Yeah, word of mouth is very big.
Exactly, word of mouth. Women choose purely based on your community, quality, and most importantly, brand awareness. So you have to imagine when someone buys your product, at the moment it arrives and they test it, then they first come to the funnel, okay, quality is good. It looks good on my body, quality fine, it's good, so that's checked. The second thing, and most importantly, is brand awareness. So what I mean by that is they want to see the same product. It's very weird, like everywhere. They want to see it on social media, and then they get like the community feeling like, okay, I'm part of this community. Then they want to buy more colors. They want to maybe promote it as well. They're feeling like, okay, I'm part of the community. Same with like the big brands, for example, Louis Vuitton. When you buy it, or for example, Dior that you wear, then other people that also wear Dior, you feel like a kind of an inside feeling, brand, like a desire,
Yeah, 100%.
So most of the input you should go to your community. So what I mean by that, we'll explain in your current bottlenecks. And it always also for your bottlenecks, it's a snowball effect. To start with, you're targeting really, really broad, like worldwide. You're basically approaching, like the advertising structure you use is like a white label fashion drop shipping store, because you want to acquire as much as possible customers for like with a good margin on the first order. And you're doing that like worldwide to see, okay, which countries are performing well, which ads are performing well. That is not the mindset that also Hudson don't have,
You're just trying to sell, like obviously everyone starts off, they want to do profit obviously, but with this market you have to do a different approach.
Okay.
You have 20% recurring customers, fine, that's nice, but it does nothing. When you stop your ads tomorrow, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Can create a community there for market domination. So what I mean by that is when you're targeting worldwide, there will be no community. People from Australia doesn't have the same organic flow as someone from US. Same for the type of people. Like you're not building something. You can't create a community when you're targeting worldwide. That's why when you break down those brands, the 7 and 8 figure brands and Comfort, they all started in one country. They dominated to the max, which I will explain here. And then they expand to a new country, because with fashion it's so important, the community. But there is no community if you're just targeting worldwide and you're building nothing. Second, it's better for cash flow, and when you're just targeting like one country, this is what I'm talking about, but I will dive into that in the solutions. And it's better for cash flow, because if you're targeting worldwide, again, you're really dependent on the first order, and if you're not profitable on the first order, then you're also fucked. Then no brand awareness. You can create never brand aware, or you can never master brand awareness when you're targeting worldwide. So what I mean by that is you have to invest millions and millions and millions of dollars in advertising to create brand awareness in worldwide.
It's not possible.
There is no option. Again, you're not building something. You're just like what Brandon said, sell to sell. So, or like what I said here, that is what a lot of brands are doing. For example, on TikTok Shop, they hire kind of like a worldwide influencer, for example, Kim Kardashian, attach it to the product, and then they can print worldwide. But if you're not following that approach, it's literally no reason why you should target worldwide. Can't outcompete other communities. When you're targeting worldwide, for example in Spain, but there is already like a huge Spanish gym activewear for women, you will never outcompete them, because they will, after some time, maybe they will try it, like you would take the low-hanging fruits with your creators, but in the end they will always you always get beaten by those type of brands. And second of all, if you don't have brand awareness, nobody cares about your brand. Okay, when you have no brand awareness, there is no community, no snowball effect. Okay, so when you have no community, people will feel nothing for your brand, so they will not refer it to other people, they will not promote it. There is no reason to do that because they don't feel part of something. Second thing, you can't expand in product easy. If you don't have a community and you do like a launch,
it doesn't matter.
You can do emails, it will get some sales, but you can never build a new collection, buy thousands of pieces per SKU and launch it to your community. There you don't have it. If you turn off advertising, you're fucked. That's already what I said. Zero brand value. And basically it also comes down then right now you are basically a white labeled fashion dropshipping store. No brand, but you are still like a potential 8 figures gym activewear. If all those brands can do it, you can do it as well, but it's all about the strategy and mindset. So game plan, very, very simple. First is switch the plan to dominate one country first. Follow their approach, what they did as well. So I saw, for example, you can dive deeper into it later on, but your best performing country was, for example, Australia. Check what's the market in Australia. Doesn't matter if there is already someone dominating the market, but choose at least one, and you can do that. You can validate that country based on what's working.
No, I mean country or
country.
Brand,
yeah. Okay. So which you're gonna double down on. So what I said here, all your direct competitors, they started dominating one market, and then when the community is created, everything is settled. It's fully nailed basically. Then they expand to a new country, and it's also way easier because the community already exists. When you do that, your recurring customers will also be way higher because you are basically retargeting also the whole time the same type of people. It refers to friends, mouth to mouth, so people will come back earlier, way faster. And the last one is way easier to manage cash flow because every dollar you put in your brand, it's for building something. It's not for, okay, my CPA is this, so all my cash flow basically goes into one-time purchases. But like what I said, when you turn off your ads, you're fucked. In this way, it's way easier for cash flow because every penny you put in your brand, it creates some value, okay? Brand awareness strategy. So first, invest in all paid marketing channels in that country where your avatar is. So instead of pushing all your cash flow into worldwide, you push your cash flow not only in Facebook for the country you're gonna choose, but also in TikTok, Snapchat, Google, Facebook, Instagram, social channels. You should be visible everywhere in that country where your avatar is scrolling, is looking at, is spending time on, and it also comes down to like what I said here. So Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, 2 times Snapchat, nice, Google, and then as well create creative content engine, basically the Hudson strategy. You have to understand with your product, with fashion, it is not about creative testing. Creative testing is what you do, for example, with
Angles.
DTC brands, but angles,
Yeah,
for example,
yeah.
supplements.
There's not really an angle with fashion.
You're just showing the product. You show the person who is wearing it, because how woman works is when they see a video from, for example, a dress, they want to see someone that looks like her, same body, same type of look, and then they're gonna imagine in their head, this is how it will look on me, and then they buy it. So creative angles, testing, killing ads, doesn't matter. It's not the strategy.
Just volume.
It's just volume. It all comes down to brand awareness and volume. And how you create that, Brandon will explain a bit way in deeper, but to sum them up, whitelisting, affiliates, a Discord community, discount codes and rules, but Brandon will explain it a bit further now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So also going hand in hand with this, what Remo just said here is that you want, if we're going to dominate one country, you want everyone to see you on actually every platform. If they open up Instagram, boom, you're there. If they open up TikTok, boom, you're there. And that's just going to create awareness, bring people from also not knowing your brand to knowing your brand eventually. So also what goes hand in hand with these things, which I'm going to also show a little bit of a strategy, is going to be also investing in native micro and mid influencers to build slowly out to huge influencers, right, who are a bit on the come up. And then we also got the community strategy. So we're not only just going to focus on email marketing, but we're also going to focus on stuff such as insert cards or credits and free gifts on next order, refer a friend program, email marketing, but not just double down on that only. And then also the organics, socials, always active for new drops, colors, and giveaways, right? Like, if we head over to your socials, like, bro, you got very good content.
Yeah, man. This is
like
all
high quality.
This
bro,
is all from
quality.
Yeah, this is all from my co-founder. My partner.
Yeah.
So she handles all of this stuff. So
This looks super
really
good.
at
Like
the
obviously,
socials,
Yeah, because how long have you been doing this? The Instagram content?
Since we started, man. Maybe September, October 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And
that's
followers built up from zero?
Yeah, from zero.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. No, so, bro, we're gonna get into the strategy, okay? So, okay, first things first.
I will explain later.
Later? Okay. So, what we're gonna get into, we're gonna first fix the back end before going to the front end, okay? Because obviously, I also went ahead and we checked also, for example, like your Trustpilot and stuff. And from what we can see is here that most people are not happy because of the delivery, right? You're only shipping to the UK right now, mostly from all of them.
That will be from UK. We've obviously had some fulfillment issues last year in certain periods.
Yeah, you were sold out.
Yeah.
So if we also go ahead and look at, like, for example, Thrive-In, like,
that's pretty decent.
Super good.
Very good. Yeah.
Also here, Comfort, obviously they're
Very
way
good,
bigger and stuff, but
yeah.
very good. So I'm just why I pulled this up is I want to show you the potential that where you can eventually go to if we first fix the back end, we make sure the product is good, and then eventually you can have a super good Trustpilot, and that's also gonna give your brand more value as well. Right, I don't care about Trustpilot, to be honest. I'm not going to talk about the Trustpilot mafia, but we're gonna leave that right there. But I just want to show you the potential that you have. So the goal about sourcing and supply chain is obviously to bulletproof your business from the back end, from being sold out, from any issues that can come up from quality and stuff. So you want to make sure to be safe there. So just going to give you a quick reminder on why it's so important, because sometimes us as founders, we can get carried away doing the work, especially your
money, just revenue.
Exactly, right? So we need to start acting like businessmen, right? Actually, not even act, but be businessmen. So we need to take things seriously. Supply chain is your backbone of your business. You can have the best ads in the world, but if your supply chain sucks, it will kill your business, right? So you're able to do 460K, was it? Or 480K best month?
470K, yeah.
470, right? But then eventually, the revenue is good, but after that, your retention isn't good, your reviews online aren't good, and that type of stuff. And that also leads to refunds, chargebacks, PayPal holds, angry customers. And a good supply chain will make sure that you have a strong backend, stable cash flow, and then you can continue scaling safely, right? But for you, particularly for your brand, this goes hand in hand with also the marketing approach. Okay, so I want to first go ahead and fix this. So how you should view your supply chain is that obviously supply chain is just the front end is going to be ads and CRO. So your customers see your ad, come to your website. There's obviously some website optimization stuff we're going to also dive into. Customer purchase the product, and then eventually the product gets shipped and the customer ends up waiting until the order gets delivered. And then afterwards, once it's delivered after X amount of time, the customer is either angry or happy. And then that also goes hand in hand and also impacts your customer retention, right? That's all understood. We understand that. So looking at the current problems that you have, so that's what I want to dive into, is that the delivery problem. So looking at your Trustpilot, for example, you have a very solid product, to be honest, and doing this from China only right now, right? So you can eventually expand to like Turkey for manufacturing and that type of stuff. That's just more at scale to get better quality. But people aren't complaining about your product. They're only complaining about your supply chain, which is good. Most dropshippers are fashion dropshippers.
It's the product.
Bro, it's a product. It's a dress, but looks like plastic.
Yeah,
bro.
The product's never. This wouldn't be possible without the product, you know?
Exactly, bro. Like the Karens cannot go out and wear the tags. Okay, so first thing is going to be China 3PL to UK delivery, and that takes about 10 to 14 days for you, which caused the Trustpilot damage, right? So obviously you're serious with the product, but then the only thing is just delivery. From what I've seen, most delivery times to UK should be around 5 to 7 days, right?
Yeah, we have like, obviously it's quite a wide span, you know, of like how early they could get delivered, how late they could, for example, like now, it's just after Chinese New Year, with a little bit of delays, you know.
Yeah, true.
So then it's not good right now. But then that's why we haven't started scaling. That's why we're like scaling at the moment.
Good.
But then, you know, it's still something that we need to fix because, you know, there's just so many different SKUs. You know, I don't know if, you know, if we should focus on every product. These are the kind of things that, you know, I've come here for, you know.
Yeah. No, we'll get into the product stuff as well. But why I mentioned this one as well is because I know that some people like they are very much in love with like the comfort of their supplier that they have. End of the day, it's business, right? So business is war as well. We have KPIs we need to hit. If they're not hitting it, then listen, we cannot work together, right? Even though they're delivering very good
it's just
products.
Inconsistent, you know.
Exactly. So that's why I prefer always separating the the manufacturer from the agent that does the shipping.
Yeah, that's what we have.
That's what you have. Okay, gotcha. Because some people just let one person do it all.
No, it's
then
not,
you
that's
have
not
no
the case.
control. Okay, so let's just say in your case, if the supplier is an issue, we can just move that to another supplier and then get better delivery times, and that's it, right? Second thing is going to be customers are happy with the product, but they're unhappy with the wait. Like I said, this is about the delivery, but also we had Chinese New Year. And then also selling with a co.uk domain sets UK delivery expectations customers don't get. So they're seeing the co.uk, majority of your customers are coming also from the UK, so they're probably expecting that the product's going to arrive 1 to 3 days or something, right? And eventually that doesn't happen. Yeah. So it's not that you using a co.uk domain is wrong. I mean, obviously I would prefer that you go with like a .com or something. But yeah, I think that's just the mindset that the customers have, that they see it and be like, oh, okay, this is a UK company, and eventually it comes from China, which isn't the problem, but then it just takes way too long to get delivered, right? So if you would have used a UK 3PL, you would have been safer, and at least customers would have been more happier. Second problem is going to be the inventory problem, right? So SKUs are all over the place. You have maybe 1, 2, 3 SKUs that are doing super well. Eventually you find out that it's sold out. You start doing pre-orders as well.
Yeah.
And then there's no clear communication towards the customers. Maybe you can, if they order and there's nothing on the website, you send out an email afterwards. Like it's gonna be a little bit weird, right?
Yeah.
Which then led to also the bad reviews. You also got the inventory tracker stuff. Like I said, it's important to have an. What I'm trying to say is that it's important to have an inventory tracker also for yourself, for your supply chain as well, so that you can always be on top of how much inventory you got left. When do you need to reorder, right? So if it's all over the place, then that's obviously going to cause an issue. You won't know. Eventually, you get a message from the supplier like, "Hey, this SKU is finished. Your main hero.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now? Are you going to just turn off ads?"
I made sure. Well, this is very only just a couple of days ago. Like I've bought like the product that. Only just 2 weeks ago, you know, we've just been selling one product, you know, like we've just been advertising one product. I made sure I bought like 1,000 SKUs of the bestseller.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we don't normally do that. So I've just made sure that happens. And we also got just a little bit less cost of goods as well.
Yeah, good.
With that. But then, you know, we've got like over 400 products, you know, so it's not.
Which one is the main bestseller?
Bestseller,
which one's the main bestseller?
This product.
These ones. Yeah,
so
okay,
this is that set. So they normally buy that and that, and obviously we have like a bundle builder. So like some people buy like all of this, you know.
Yeah, I saw the buy two get one.
Yeah. So
yeah. No, this is clear. This is clear.
So normally it's just that and that, but these two are the ones that I've done like a bulk order on. The short, and that these are the shorts, and then that's the sports bra.
Oh, is it different?
You get it? Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's also that could be a problem as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, because that's like it says shorts there, so it's the shorts.
So what is short exactly? Because I see two.
These are the shorts.
There's a top.
So it's a bit of a zoomed in image. Maybe it should be square. You know, this is also another thing. You know, maybe it's not clear.
Yeah, I'm like a customer now on your store.
Yeah.
So you should take my feedback.
Yeah, because for example, the brand Triven, when they sell only the short, it's specific zoomed on the short.
This is it, yeah. Right. So I should probably cut the images, you know.
This is only the top, right?
Yeah, that's why I zoomed out. But then, you know, it's never really occurred to me that could be a problem. But you know, now that you're looking at it, you know, it should be.
Yeah.
Maybe
and
but
these
then
are all real models, right?
Yeah. This is all real.
Okay, gotcha.
And where is the upsell to buy the short?
It's under the cart. So it's here.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get into the product stuff. I got some stuff there. Okay, so gotcha. No, so I had that one also in mind with Remo. So we're gonna also get into the SKU thing. So then also, if you have focusing on too many SKUs, especially like what Remo said, in a worldwide market, instead of just having one market to fully like attack on, then obviously you're going to also be short on cash flow, because you're just spreading your cash flow like to a very big, I would say, then worldwide. When your cash flow isn't that big to maintain that specific level,
100%,
right?
Yeah,
it's just way too thin. So short on cash flow, preventing reorders fast enough to keep up with demand. Okay, so we want to make sure that from now on you never sell out again. If you sell out, it's a good thing because you were scaling too hard and some influencer pushed your product like as crazy. Then obviously there are tactics for that as well. But it shouldn't just be like oops, I didn't see.
Yeah.
So that is what I also want to tackle. So to get into the delivery problem side of things, the solution to it is going to be, first of all, we need to make sure that we have some type of transparency on the product page, and so that we set expectations clearly at checkout and in the post-purchase emails, right? So that's super important. For example, if we use the example that Remo said, that Australia is the best performing market right now.
I think maybe it's better than UK.
Right. So Australia is, for example, they're used to waiting long on their goods, so they wouldn't complain about waiting.
No. We don't get as many complaints.
Exactly. But
even from
it depends
US
on which
also.
market. Like we're from the Netherlands. If the product doesn't arrive in 5 minutes, bro, they call you a scammer. You know. So it's we
actually get a little bit of that, to be fair, in Europe.
Yeah. Bro, Europe is just different. Different breed, bro. I'm tired of that. But we want to make sure to get the transparency set first, and then afterwards we can then eventually scale. So move the top SKUs into, for example, now just using UK 3PL, or otherwise Australia 3PL, or even for Australia it might not even be needed. Let's just say you want to
re-enter because I think Australia might be the quickest.
Exactly. So UK, if we want to re-enter there again, once we build the whole community and stuff, then eventually, we can just go ahead, do UK 3PL there. Because I also saw Hudson also said, I think on the...
is this the one with Mike Thurston?
No,
Is this the one that?
I think it's a different one.
Did you watch that one? Oh,
No, I didn't. No. So he said also like right now he's going away from the US and Canada. He just opened up a UK 3PL there. Send over the first goods and waiting to go live. Like then you can do it that way, right? But us in the beginning, like we don't want to take that slow route because obviously same time we want to build the brand, but also cash flow needs to come into the business, right?
Okay.
Once you have enough cash flow, then you can.
So you think it's probably maybe a little bit slower to actually build in one country? It probably could be.
Not slower.
Like,
I would say that if you want to do it without, like for example, UK, without all the complaints and stuff. There's going to be two things. Either we find a very good supplier that can ship from China. So
but to be fair, UK is not even our best performer. Like really, UK. The only reason I still run it is because we have so much data on it, and like potentially just collecting data, and Q4 then we'll make profit in UK. But then it's not really like for us like a must to still run in the UK, Like I don't mind cutting countries.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because of the way that we're operating right now.
Yeah, you
it's
can
not
still
like email
and
stuff like
your current your current like strategy, but on the side I would say build it in one country.
No, I agree with you, man. Like this is the way that.
But
we'll
if you have to
be
pick
able to
one
grow.
country,
This will be Australia. Yeah, definitely right now.
That's
now,
what I
Australia
see.
is the best. It's spending a lot of money, and it's also really profitable.
Also, one question, because I saw you had like a summer collection with like only shorts and tops. Could it also be a reason why Australia and Spain is performing well as there is summer? Or it's very hot right now.
Potentially.
Because I didn't get it. Like I saw your collection was like, okay, shorts, but it's not even summer, especially in UK. And then I checked like the main landers from Trivan or Abil in the UK, and it was all like the jackets, and it was the pants.
I get what you mean, but like we've tested like products like fleeces. Obviously, we've got that, but it didn't perform as well.
Yeah, I think
like
the red
one.
Them, you have like the white lines, but it's very unique, right? Is that like a unique?
Do you mean the one that I just showed you?
Yeah. Oh, the whole collection.
This collection. This is our.
It looks very unique.
Yeah, it's unique. I've not really seen it in many places, Yeah,
because to be honest, you already have like the product mechanism, like
so I'll show you like for example this product here. This was the one that I was kind of comparing to the one that Thriving has, because it has that kind of feature, but I don't think it is as good at that level, But it is also like it has that feature of like the scrunch bum kind of feature.
That's why people are buying it also.
But then people still obviously buy this product, but then it just doesn't do as well on ads.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like maybe it doesn't perform in ads, but when you have the community,
also,
you have the community and they want to have like more variations, other looks. Then they can obviously buy the products in other collections. So there's nothing to worry about. It's just about that community.
But on ads, this one is the best one on advert. Like because even this whole week, like for example, it's been killing it also. We cut off like advertising everything else. But this is I've basically very recently only just came to this realization to like actually double down on this, because like throughout I was just selling everything.
Bro,
I was just all over the place, I was just selling everything, advertising everything, because we have content of almost every single collection. We've used creators for different kinds of products, and we just put them all, for example, in one campaign, and then the data's all like muffled up because you don't know what people like more and what people like less, so it's all like all over the place. And I feel like in Q4 when I was doing numbers, I got a bit complacent, I didn't actually look like which product is doing better than the other. There's too many variables. This is what I'm trying to say. There's too many variables. This is why I've now kind of focused on this. I don't know if you saw in the ad account, this is the only product.
I saw it, yeah.
But the only thing that we need to also be aware of is that it's a short, and I'm not sure when Australia's winter hits. But people are going to only be wearing long ones. Like the top shouldn't be the problem, but I think the long one, bottoms are important.
Maybe we could get it as like a leggings or something.
Exactly.
Or maybe even this specific one, but then you have to see if you can also get that bum effect as well, and then have the spin on the side.
100%.
Make it long and that it looks good. You showed the one, I think it was a super sculpt. Is that what that?
Exactly. Okay. It's got that feature.
So just try to make that as well, maybe with the line as well. So then you differentiate from everyone doing this, because everyone has the logo on the back.
Because the other one,
bumps,
people,
crotch, whatever.
Because people like the other one, I think, because of the design, and this one is more people like it because of the actual feature.
So what I would do is, focus on building the whole brand in Australia with just that collection, and then a variation for summer and winter. And then when you have built a community and it's flowing,
drop more products.
Then it's just focusing on collections, variations, and then you just let it run. Like I'm gonna show you at extra trips what Triven is doing.
Okay, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're gonna. So at scale, if we want to end up testing new markets, for example, the UK, we can then just get those top performing SKUs, bulk ship them with air, so that we don't have that complaint as well. If you want to do it that way, but you can still do it from China shipping. Like, to be honest, just if you have a good supplier for shipping times, then it's not a problem. Then you don't need to go this route. The next thing what we're going to focus on is going to be solution to the inventory problem. So the immediate fix is, we're going to turn on next time. I'm not sure if you did this because I did not get that info. Was turning on pre-order,
like actually the button, the pre-order
having
button,
it there, yeah. So you need a pre-order button, or at least a section showing the pre-order, and then adding a clear delivery time so that people can wait on the products. When they when they buy, they consent to knowing that I'm gonna wait for it.
Right.
Like,
okay.
I'm not sure. I didn't even say this, but
this for you. Sorry, this for UK or even like because
in general.
Okay.
In general, you can. Some people decide on to just have that SKU. Like, there's an option in Shopify like don't continue selling when out of stock.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and then the button goes gray and you cannot buy. But then if that's your main hero, like I'll just make pre-orders out of it.
Yeah,
but you don't want to make a pre-order if it's going to take 2 months though.
Yeah.
So if it's going to take 2 weeks until it's finished, then you can play around with pre-orders.
Yeah.
And then you can just frame it as in pre-order, and then you have like pre-order. Let's just say 2 weeks from now. Today's 15th of March or so. So let's just say pre-order 1st March, 15 March sold out. Next shipping date is going to be 1st of April. And then boom, they'll know, okay, next shipping date 1st of April, 7 days delivery time, no problem. They're going to wait. Right, and then you also create a scarcity as well.
Yeah.
That they see like, okay, shit, I missed the first 2 rounds. I'm on the last one. Let me buy it real quick, right? And we had that also with our previous brand. So for the people that don't know, why we're also able to help them with this is that we've also run a one-time purchase brand for 2 years, where we also did like influencer marketing and that type of stuff. So we've been through it all as well. So we also were sold out at one time, and then we were just running pre-orders, and that even converted better than without pre-orders.
Okay.
It was super weird. It was also in December. So also what you want to go ahead and do is build minimum stock threshold with your manufacturer, so that you always can trigger a reorder at least 20% of inventory left.
There just needs to be like maybe a clear, like with my current supplier, I need like a clear just to be able to stock sheet.
Like stock sheet, but also like a bit with your manufacturer for the goods.
Yeah.
Have some type of payment term with them as well. Super important. So if they, for example, you have different payment terms that we can get into, like paying 30 days later, 60 days later, and that type of stuff. In the beginning, that's not going to work. You really need to do volumes, but. If they also want to really help your brand, you can maybe even visit China once, try and build up a relationship.
This is what I was planning to do. This
super important. Yeah, then you can get them like, okay, you know what? Even share them with your inventory sheet and just be like, okay, hey, you guys can also monitor my inventory. You can see my sales and forecasts and all that type of stuff. Whenever we hit 20 or 30%, can we please just initiate a reorder trigger? Like, okay, hey, you guys are going to reorder that specific SKU.
Would you do this with like an app or something? Or
no, just like Excel sheets is good.
Okay.
Excel sheets. If you want to go ahead and build your own CRM system, you can if you want.
Yeah,
I would do that, but in the beginning, just Excel sheet, boom, easy.
There's no like
the manufacturer has it, supplier has it, you have it, and then you guys just focus on that specific thing. And then the only thing that they might say is you need to pay 10, 20, or 30% deposit up front, and then the remaining when it's once it's finished.
Yeah, so you don't do this, for example, with bestseller. So it's basically, I have my my supplier. She actually has she's right next to the factory, right? So then with the factory, they obviously have to. This is why we're able to get so many different collections, because she's the one that actually gets like maybe 10 or 20 MOQ of each thing. And then I'm buying each time from her. Yeah, so the cash flow is like, I probably am, we'd say maybe cash flow constraint, because I'm paying like every day or two. So that's the thing. I'm paying for like daily orders, you see.
Yeah,
because she's the one that's been able to allow us to actually expand this much, right? But then I don't actually know if that's actually, you know, necessary, you know, to get like the impact that we want, or we should just focus on one thing and just get a lot of that one thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe the other stuff we could then do what I'm doing right now, you
100%,
know?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know, that's just my...
You don't need to, like, for the collections, like, you have every single SKU on your store right now.
In stock,
like, in reality, like, you can just have, like, maybe 100 pieces of all the other ones that are not good, maybe 50 even. If they do end up buying, you can ship it. You should also monitor that one. But then, like, all the money goes to the 1 or 2 heroes that you got.
Yeah, for example, now all the traffic is going to that page. You know?
Gotcha.
So, like, we have actually doubled down. Maybe this is the last 1 or 2 week. Performance has already improved. But then, you know, like, for example, now what I'm taking away from this is I should definitely focus on one country.
Yeah.
As you said.
Yeah, so focus on one country, reduce SKU spread, so not having money in all these SKUs that you're not even selling. And then eventually that's going to make it easier for you to forecast and also hold stock. Hold better stock.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest problem
100%.
that we actually have, you know?
You need to tackle that. Next thing what we're going to go into is going to be product development, right? So how you're going to eventually get, first of all, feedback, but also create better products. So we're going to first start with Zigpol. It's an app on Shopify. I don't know if you've worked with it.
I get this sheet, right?
Sorry?
Do I get this? Can I get this sheet?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's yours.
So just watch the video.
So we got Zigpol. That's an app on Shopify that can allow you to create post-purchase surveys on the thank you page of Shopify.
Okay.
So at the end of once they've paid for it, you can also create an after sell, which you can also uplift your AOV. But your AOV is like 100 to 120, super good. We want to push that to 140, 160 eventually, but. We want to first get the customer feedback as well. That's going to be feedback to your service, but also feedback to you finding new other products that could be potential good for your customers as well. So I already created here a type of FAQ that you can start running after this.
Nice, thanks, man.
Which would be, why did you buy today? Is it because of the fit, the fabric, the design or color? What almost stopped you from buying? What would make you buy faster again? Which other gym wear brands do you buy from, and what color or style would you want to see next? Right. So if I'm correct, last that I checked Zigpol, you would need to create the answers a multi-choice, and that's what customers prefer also, by the way. They don't like typing things. They'll skip it. So if you can just go ahead and choose 4 people. So for example, which other gym wear brands have you worn?
Just like
Gymshark, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So then you can also see like, okay, so I have to look at these competitors because my audience is also looking at them.
Yeah.
And then you have to just go ahead and beat those competitors as well. So you collect this info, and then it's not just collecting, because a lot of people do that and then they do nothing with it, but you really need to act on the feedback that you get. So for example, if they're saying that the fabric is not good, it tears so quick, at least this would be like post-purchase. They don't know that yet, but we also, for example, with our brand, we also send a post-purchase email survey after 14 days with a different set of questions. We use, for example, Typeform, and then they also have multiple choices, and then we get feedback on the product because they've received it now.
Yeah.
And then that would have a different set of questions. So if you get these in, these are going to give you a lot of new data for free. You're already paying for the customer, so why not also get info from them? You know, and also another thing is retention as well. So why not make more money off of them? You know. Yeah. So that's a very important one. And the second thing is going to be research. So I think that this is really what Raymond wants to go into about. Researching your competitors and also finding new SKUs as well.
Yeah, so I already did my research, but what can be very helpful is, not sure if you have bought from those brands itself, so you can walk through the whole funnel basically from when you buy it till let's say a month further, where you get a lot of emails and stuff. You can get a lot of information from that.
We do that also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always check their best sellers, and to be honest, I would not make it too complicated by what type of products. Just first focus on cracking one market and with your winning collection is what I would say. With the idea that we had with the long pants is a good idea to add on with your winning top.
And also like the feature, the scrunch feature as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Girls like showing their ass, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Just everything what you see that. You can also search it organic. I do a lot of organic research where you just check, for example, UGC videos on TikTok, check the comments and see what are they saying about pants from other brands. For example, like what you said, maybe the the fabric is really good, or when I wash it already 30 times and it's still good, then check what type of fabric they are exactly using. It is just like same with comfort. You can just see the strategy. You can see all the first party data is what we call it. First party data is basically all data you can find on the internet for your product or brand, but also from your direct and indirect competitors. It's all free data that you can utilize. If you're not doing that, especially these days with AI and stuff, you will be always like 1-0 behind. You get it?
Yeah.
And then in that way you can find basically the blue ocean, because you should have in some way to kick off and differentiate. Like what I said, right now those brands like Driven and Abil are basically selling the same shit, but they can do it because now it matters about the brand and the community. They will just buy when they sell the same products, they buy it from the brand that they already have some clothing from. You get it?
Yeah.
But when you kick off and when you have to create the community, you have in some way you need to have a differentiator, but that's actually what you already have. That's basically I think it's this, the other one. Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah.
So to be honest, you have already find it. Here again, check that TikTok, Instagram. You just see Trustpilot will be mostly about like delivery and stuff. So it's not that needed. And Amazon reviews. I'm not sure if they are active on Amazon, but you can always also extract like data from there.
Right. Yeah.
So research should be on a weekly basis, because in that way you're on top of the market, and especially when you are like doing revenue in Australia and crushing it, you really need to treat your community with what other communities are doing as well. For example, when they are adding a lot of features, for example, free gifts, or then people in your community will hear about that and maybe try it out, and then they basically take you from your community. So always be on top with everything, like upsells or whatsoever. That's what I mean with you basically getting a community. You have to treat for them, like you have to make sure. Like that's the same what Comfort does. Like they started with Comfort clothing, but then Hudson was thinking, okay, woman wants comfort, but what is comfort for them? Pillows,
blankets.
They are tapping into everything what is related to comfort, and in that way you keep them in your community. There is no reason for those girls in your community to buy from another community, because you have it, and then you make the community feel like stronger. Like at the end of, let's imagine, because I always think big. Let's say about 5 years, you see everyone see each other in your community wearing the same type of gym wear, and then they get connection. Everyday remind from the brand. From your brand. You get it?
Yeah.
Same with Nike and stuff, very easily.
I think another competitor that is not direct competitor is Udi.
Udi as
also
well.
Look at. They also started in Australia first, and
but
then
Comfort
afterwards.
is pretty.
I actually follow this Australian brand. They're also active where I used to look at them a lot. Can I find them also? These guys did like, because I follow their 3PL. They did like $1 million a day in Black Friday.
Damn. Oh, it's also active.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's activewear brand. But then this is Australia only. But like when I look at them, their offer, everything like is exactly the same. Like it's nothing like.
But
crazy,
do you also get the mindset that you can get the same amount of revenue and skill about in one country? With especially
it's possible,
this type of brands, they're focusing on worldwide. Doesn't make sense.
No, 100%, man. Like these guys are operating like a real brand, and like I was doing a lot of research on them, especially regarding like offers and just how they structure things. But then with these guys, everything is in Australia, shipping in Australia.
Exactly.
So
And now we are talking about Big Five, but I know in the Netherlands with 18 million people, there's also a woman activewear that it's doing like 100k days just by focusing on Dutchies, like Dutch girls. That's what I mean with community, because they don't look anymore to Gymshark. That's what's happening right now, or Driven or other brands. Why? Because they have a way better community feeling with a native brand. Why? How the brands created is native influencers, native micro influencers, or maybe events in the country itself, like with stages and stuff. And that's how you're dominating a big enough TAM is what we call like total addressable market.
Mm-hmm.
You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also what Remo said, you know, checking first party data is what we call it, you know, checking Instagram, TikTok, Amazon reviews, seeing what customers' complaints are, how can we make sure that we don't have them, and also what they want, and try and fulfill them as much as possible, right? So not if they say, hey, listen, why not you do a buy one, get 10 free, obviously not. But when it comes down to like quality, or they end up saying like, hey, I really hoped or wished that my, what Remo said about cleaning, washing the laundry, that instead of 10 times, maybe 20 times, and then let's see if we can maybe extend it to 12 or so.
Yeah,
we just become better than the competition. So that is how we would want to do it. You have any questions about this so far? We're talking a lot, but
no. The only thing I have a question on is, you know, in terms of, you know, I know you mentioned that the product might be a seasonal product, and that, you know, now you saw in my campaigns that, you know, Spain is doing really well, Australia is doing well because it's warmer weather there. But like, how would you forecast when to, you know, get the ball, like when, like before the product starts dying?
You need to look up. You need to look up
saying,
the seasons in the country.
Yeah.
So Australia, you would need to look, and then eventually, you can look up in Australia. You can even try it then, like before, I don't know. I'm not sure what your lead times are, but eventually also get like a little bit of those SKUs, and then try it like before, like a pre-launch campaign. Like to get ready for the winter or something. See how that performs. Also, you can also try again a survey through email to your customers, like, hey, would you want us to launch a winter collection? Yeah. Give them like a $20 gift card or something that they have to come spend on your store anyway, just for free. You're already utilizing Klaviyo. I hope you're not paying too much.
No.
Because Klaviyo can get quite expensive, at least for us.
Yeah.
So you want to max it out.
Yeah, we're sending like one email a day, so like it's maybe like $500 a month or something like that.
And what I've learned, let's say you have the community and stuff in Australia.
Also ask them.
Then drops are based on seasonal, but all other, like the collections you already have launched, it keeps on the web shop. Why? Because again, everything should be available for the community. So let's say the girls from Australia, one girl, she goes on vacation or to a trip for 6 months. There should be an option on your web shop to buy like summer.
Yeah, I wouldn't really cut off everything, but in terms of the advertising, I'd probably focus on one thing.
Advertising is when you check basically when you check those brands, they are with advertising focused on everything. But I will come to that later.
Yeah,
the strategy.
All right, then we're gonna head over into the web shop, CVR, and AOV lift, right? So like I said, you're already at $100 to $120 AOV, and you're pretty in a good position. So the goal is to push to $140 to $160 through offer structure and page optimization without touching the current product pricing. Okay. So I went ahead and took inspiration from Thrive-In, but you can technically always reverse engineer this. Looking at other brands, for example, the Australian one, I did not know that they existed. And just see how they go. So take inspiration from Thrive-In store structure, the offer, the pop-up, the bundle logic, map their funnel, and use it as a blueprint for Fern's next page iteration. So, for example, right, just to show the audience, like if we look here at what Thrive-In is selling, like your product page is also basically the same. There's only just a little bit minor changes which are different. Like if you look at yours, you also got here a product page. You got you got a lot of reviews throughout it, which I would just minimize on. Like I do like this, but also when I look at Thrive-In, at the bottom they have that section. Like I've also seen, for example, you got Icon Amsterdam as well. They do this exact section as well at the bottom. I'm not sure if people go through that all the way to the bottom, but they also got their sign up newsletter section here for if they did not sign up through the pop-up.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which you were missing, by the way. You do not have that here.
I might not have it on for desktop, to be fair. I think I definitely have it on for phone.
For example, that's the thing that I saw, and also you got quite some sections with reviews. Like end of the day, like the UGC content that you do are gonna do the talking. So the reviews aren't really that I don't want to say not important, but you don't have to be spamming them everywhere. So you got this section here. This is just a random app. I'm not sure if this is Judge Me or another one.
Luke's,
Luke's, for example, and then you also got
Shows like a 3.7 stars.
Yeah,
Also,
you need to always position yours above 4 plus as well.
Okay.
So others they think, oh, okay, this is not good quality. So this I really did like as well. For the rest of other than that, I saw that the offers were definitely almost the same as to
this is
Drive-In. At least you took inspiration from it already. But yeah, I went ahead and also saw like, okay, hey, you know, PDP redesign. Like I said, in your case, you got the review section here.
It's too big,
you got the community fits here as well. Then you got this thing, which I hope on phone looks good. I did not check phone view. And then you got another review section. Like, we're not trying to
they
push
will
them.
not read that.
Yeah, they're not going to read it anyways, right?
So
So if you look at Drive-In, like obviously they got the review section here at the top, clean, you know, offer right here, pricing very visible. Buy to get one free under the add to
Also,
cart.
I noticed their images are like square, like a little bit more square. I don't know if that makes it more like rectangle. I think our images are longer. So like on mobile, it would look like maybe take up too much of the page.
Look on the other the website, because I think also I saw for Icon Amsterdam there was also an CRO redesign that they did for this particular. That was a must for fashion clothing. So I think that's what you're trying to say, that you probably
in
need
terms
to check
of like
it out.
Yeah, because they say like on mobile, like you don't want someone to scroll too much, you know.
True.
To get to the add to cart, so like our pictures might be too rectangular. This is exactly the same thing. You were a bit confused about, you know, the bra or the shorts.
Yeah, 100%.
The exact same thing.
100%.
It's like it's just something I've been thinking. Like, should I do this? Will it still look as good on the image, or is the point that you know, someone can actually tell what it is? You know.
Yeah, and obviously the niche you're in, like for us, you know, selling supplements, like we just need to focus on hitting the customer's pain point, making them feel heard and stuff. But with clothes, like
have to be careful. They need to make shit look nice.
Yeah,
you know?
It's also, and they also, they cannot try it on or whatsoever, and it's just hard. They also, like what Remo said, they really need to get that feeling like, okay, this is for me, and then they also have to see themselves wearing that. So obviously we want to have models that look good, that eventually also girls that might be a little bit overweight, I'm not woman shaming here, that they also want to eventually get that body, right? Because you're also pushing a bit of the gym scene as well. You have to go to the gym, right? Then if you go to the gym, wear this, and then you're going to be a part of something, right? So you need to push that feeling. So back to the PDP redesign, like, okay, I would really take a look at how they're doing it, you know. So here obviously they got the upsells, they got the of at least collections for cross-selling, and then also they got the add to carts to complete the look and stuff, because they also got like sweaters and all. And then obviously they got their review section like super small and clean, like more than that you really don't need, right? Where you have a lot of different sections going on. Like it's a bit of a mess. It's a mess. I guarantee you, if you go ahead and remove this, and then also probably even remove
conversion
this, move this up to the top, bro, conversion done, like really, right? So that's what I would say. Another thing that I also saw was a pop-up before clicking checkout securely. So when I went to the drawer of them, I don't think I'm going to get it because I already tried it. And here they're doing a pre-order, by the way. So I did not do anything for I think 5 minutes or so.
That pre-order also, is that a button as well? Is that also an add to cart button, or is that just like a banner?
I'll try it afterwards, but let's see. I was doing this. I was moving around. I did not click. I wanted to click off, and then I got like that pop-up for some reason. So I already tried it. So that's why it didn't come up. So here you can see save and wait. Estimated to ship is 15th to 20th of April. So you can see pre-order terms and conditions. Right, and they're here in the terms of conditions, they're saying like you cannot cancel beforehand and all that type of stuff, which then again that might result in a few shitty reviews, but at the same time you have to see like what's your tolerance as well. Like if you have a super good 4-star plus reviews with 2,000, like a couple of bad reviews is not going to hurt your score, right?
Yeah, but we need to save it now, you know.
Yeah, 100%. So if I click pre-order, let's see what page comes up.
That's the same thing. It's just an add to cart button as well, huh?
Yeah. So here type pre-order. So probably some triggers might go out through email and stuff that it knows. Okay, this is a pre-order. So pre-order, save and wait, estimated time to ship. You can do this, but I would have just removed the add to cart button, do pre-order, and just do like you missed these 2 rounds, we're now on the 3rd round because it's selling super hard, and just do it that way. So having this specific section here, I'm not sure what app it is, if you can look that up. Like if they try and exit the basket, like, okay, hey, wait, you can add your third product, which is going to be for free. Like that's definitely really also going to help. And then another thing is going to be a checkout redesign. Like yours is a bit too messy, bro. Like it's like your product page. Like I was looking here, I was like, what the hell am I looking at? Like, okay, you got these things that you can earn for free, if I'm correct.
Yeah, free gift.
Free gifts and stuff if they spend this amount of money. The intention is good though, and then you get the product.
Yeah,
here.
I mean it has worked to be fair, but then
I'm not sure
I think
what
it
your
could
conversion
be.
rate is now.
Oh yeah, I might have not said. It's like maybe 1.8% on average or something.
I'm not sure how much a fashion one. I mean, I've
don't know
seen
what-
3 and 4.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's.
But compared to the Triven one, it's very clean.
This one.
Yeah. No.
Oh, you mean
Driver
Triven? Yeah,
one
I
is
have
very
Triven's
clean.
one.
Yeah, but then
I have
that's
Triven's
like
one.
also I use.
I didn't bring it up here, but
What do you think about the bundle builder? Do you think I should remove that
bundle button.
bundle builder? Because Thriving don't
Look,
do
they
that.
only have
They only
is-
have
Yeah, they
like
had
just
a
one
push
thing.
to 2
Yeah.
get 1 free. Like people.
You think it's
okay.
enough? Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. Like sometimes maybe you can add here another circle.
Yeah,
here
people
for
want to
free
buy more
shipping.
stuff. They'll buy more
Free
stuff.
shipping
yeah.
unlocks here, but get something.
That's
for
with
free
like
here.
I use this app. I should probably maybe just use the normal Shopify one because the Shopify one's quite clean. The one that I've got.
Yeah, exactly. And then here we got. I like.
This is like
they're doing
custom- this
super
is like-
compliant. Yeah, they're good. These guys are good. So yeah, you want to make it like that. So that's why I also brought that up. So
Okay.
check out redesign because this is just too hectic. You know.
Yeah,
Like even remove
just
this,
good,
get
yeah.
this up here might be good, and then have this two only.
Do you think this is necessary or should I just take that off? Because yeah, but I'm always in this.
It's causing like I'm looking at it where I have to do some math for myself. So
Oh, okay,
4 plus
yeah. Oh,
items. Okay, I'm going to be paying $300. Okay, what's 15%?
Yeah, I
okay,
get
that's
it,
going to be
yeah,
$45, and then minus 300 is going to be. I'm already
Yeah,
lost.
overthinking,
255 or
yeah,
so.
yeah, it's
So
gone,
it
yeah.
gets, and then if I do this, okay, but should I
Simple,
do
yeah.
5? But I'm going to get 20% off, so now I have to recalculate. Like it gets too hectic, you know.
Yeah.
So you want to remove that. Like have something super simple, like dummy, like a dumb person should be able to be like, oh, okay, good. Okay, I want this.
But what
you know?
about the buy two get one? What about that? Is that good?
That one
Thriving
is
are
good.
doing that, yeah.
That one's good. Like I mean, you can
It's just
remove
that.
these two and then
Yeah,
have that
free
bar
gift, just
here,
one free
and then
gift,
just
yeah.
have here others like others bought or buy two get one free that they add this or what is it? Finish your look like. What is yours? What is it? Complete the look. Like this can even be in the add to cart as well.
Yeah,
Right? So that's
100%,
what I would recommend for sure. Another thing is going to be the pop-up optimization because for you, collecting emails is super important. So what I saw what Thriven is doing, and I've seen a couple other brands, not just in the fashion space do it, also supplements. They do the scratch here card.
Okay.
So when they can just like it's an online scratch card, you can just do like this with your mouse. It opens up, and then boom, you've got a free pair of leggings, right? I'm not sure what the conditions are. I did not fill in my email. When I click claim, I could fill in my email.
I think it's the
and
same.
done.
I think it's the same buy two get one offer.
Yeah, they're just giving
they just say it.
Yeah, they're just reframing it like, okay, oh, you're gonna get
Yeah.
one free, right? So then they unlocked that specific option.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
exactly.
was
But then
always
it
there.
was always
it's
there,
just
yeah.
marketing. End of the day, we're marketers, right?
Yeah,
we need to
yeah,
find
yeah.
smart ways to do that. So this is what I would recommend just to up the take rate of your pop-up so that we collect emails and people that don't convert, we push emails to them to convert.
Yeah.
Like that's what we
100%, yeah.
want. And then we also want to utilize the Instagram content because like, bro, you got crazy content there.
Yeah.
And just make sure that
not leveraging enough.
Yeah, you need to leverage it. Like that's what
Okay,
people are
so
going to look
at the bottom of the collection page, product page.
Yeah. I also got the sign up newsletter was missing, at least on the laptop it was missing. And then the last thing what you should go ahead and also recreate, which actually goes hand in hand with an affiliate system, is going to be a reward system.
Right.
So if
Loyalty
customers
program.
exactly, so if customers end up buying, where if we look at Thriven is that they get how much points am I going to make? 250 points when I buy this item, and then I think if I go here to rewards, I'm already going to become silver VIP. If I become gold, I'm going to earn. So I'm not sure what you're going to get when you redeem them. Let's just see if they got something here. Taking too long to load. So obviously there's things that you can unlock, maybe discounts or free items. If you've bought so many times with us, then it doesn't really matter, right? So this is what you also want to go ahead and implement, but also this is for free. But another thing would be the affiliate stuff as well, which I'm going to get to in a bit, which is what Remo talked about, community. So coming over to the last stuff before handing it over to Remo about the marketing, and then we're good to go. It's going to be recurring revenue and LTV game plan, right? So then again, we're going to go ahead and implement the We're gonna go ahead and implement the Hudson strategy, because technically that's also what we did with our brand 2 years ago, and we also saw that worked, right? Basically, he did not even invent it, but we're just using him as the image here. So first thing what we want to go ahead and do is we want to onboard volume creators. You already have them, but right now what we're going to need to focus on is
we don't have a system.
You don't have a system, and also what you want to have is you can still keep the people that you have to make content, not talking, but we also want to go ahead and onboard creators also from Australia. Try and farm those ones that can also talk native, so that they hear the accent, like, okay, this is an Australian speaking person. I'm not sure how far we can go with AI.
With AI talking head.
I've seen a few, I think. I think now it's only got like decent enough, you know, because I think our product isn't like crazy to redesign, you know. So I've tried
images, but that's also what I'm gonna explain at extra tips is, bro, AI for professional images with your product. If you prompt it right, you can create a lot of content for your
volume, and that's gonna save you money on volume.
It saves you so many money, and you can just use Nano Banana 2 in Hicksfield. I can try to find some good prompts, but there are some like really dialed in JSON prompts, and it creates like amazing images.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. 100%.
What about using like Creative OS? You know that tool?
I think that are all old tools.
Yeah, old tools.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we want to go ahead and do is onboard volume creators. We prefer micro and mid influencers because they're not going to be the ones saying like, hey, I want a few thousand bucks and stuff. End of the day, I hope in 6 to 12 months, like the whole AI takes over that, because we've also dealt with some shitty influencers that think they're the shit and stuff. So I hope AI comes in and replaces them. But what we want to go ahead and do is we still want to get real people, because obviously the real people have an audience. That's what AI is lacking. It doesn't have its own audience. Creating AI profiles is another thing which you can go ahead and farm, but I'll leave that for another time.
I've heard about that.
Yeah,
people make fake AI Instagram accounts.
Yeah, people are milking.
Partnership ads.
Bro, they're milking the shit out of that, like for real. But then again, we can utilize the real audience that these people have. So we can offer them a free product, maybe an affiliate of 10%, 20, 30, 40%.
Yeah. This is basically what we do right now.
Exactly. But you have to see like where even if you have to go 50% in the beginning for volume in the beginning.
That's what I did, but then I think I overdid it.
I know. You need to also be aware of margins, bro.
Yeah. I overdid it, and then it was like it was a big mistake. I made too many mistakes last year.
No. So I would say like start anywhere between the range of 20-30% where it's decent.
I did 30, but then 30 in fashion is a lot, bro.
Okay, yeah, no, I get you, but
so I think I would do like 15 max.
If they're super good. Like Hudson does between 15 and 20. So I'm just talking like if you want to kickstart that Australian agent ASAP, get a few on 30, tear it down to eventually 20, and then eventually you just focus on your 10 to 15%.
And it would just be like you don't know any like really good platforms, or just cold outreach.
Cold outreach, right?
I can show it you.
What do you think is best? Do you think of a?
So how?
At the end of the day, if they eventually end up seeing
normally
the product
we just normally just do cold outreach.
Okay, if they eventually end up seeing it a lot,
are you looking for a search?
Ross, you have to cut this. Maybe there are some.
Ross is our editor.
I really need to show it. That's why. Okay, so for example, Triven, when you go to their tags, you see that they get tagged like daily, around 20 videos where they get like a tag in. And when you take, for example, I was looking at it yesterday. Yeah, this one. So what they all have, they use it. They have like I will dive into the Discord community later, but they all have like a partnership where they have to use when they go to the gym. And that's the thing with gym, where they go daily to the gym, those girls. So they make stories, reels, and photos.
And they get like a discount
every week.
Code
and
or
look, they have this one.
Okay.
And in that way, the new buyer, it's a Dutchie. The new buyer gets like 10% off, and she gets like 20 or maybe 15% commission.
Commission, not like because people don't really care like that about codes. People want money, right?
It's commission.
It's commission.
Yeah.
Because otherwise
but
there's no drive. And that's why you can do 40 or 30% because it's not ad spend.
Yeah, but how do I? Yeah, of course. Oh yeah. So how would I? Because obviously this would be maybe I'll reach out to like past customers. right, to do this.
All customers need to do it because that's what Brandon mentioned with
this
the
is
referral.
just free content, you know, like
every customer. So what I would do, I'm not sure how Brandon will recommend it, but every order it gets like an insert card with a few things.
We're gonna get into that.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wait. Stop. Let me check if the lighting is good. Rose, cut that out. Okay, we're good. Okay. So I said, okay, Rose, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we want to create is going to be a content engine where we're obviously going to just be pumping out obviously multiple creators in the beginning where AI is not so good in, to have their audience but also get their content as well, which we can also eventually end up using in ads, and it just creates social proof, right? So we just want to have different accounts. I just use one account here as an example. Different accounts just pumping out content, like what Thrive is, what they're doing. Instagram, TikTok, like you can see literally everything, and everyone's doing the bum scratch. It's like a freaking, it's a trend now, bro. Like, obviously that's what you also want to create for your brand, as far as possible with the real human social engine, I would say, of creative engine. And then afterwards, what you also want happening, what Remo said, like Triven is getting 20 posts a day. From different stuff. You need to have also like 3 to 7 daily posts. So you need to have like 3 to 7 daily posts in total per day, where they're tagging you, they're making stories and tagging you.
Sorry, what platform are they using? Like, is it Shopify Collabs that they're using?
No, don't use that. That's shit.
What would you say should I use?
For the affiliate stuff?
Yeah, for what they get, what they're doing, like for example, how customers can earn money, you know?
Yeah, so it's Snowball is good.
Social Snowball?
Social Snowball, Social Snowball. It's probably going to cost $200 in the beginning.
I've looked into that, yeah.
So Social Snowball is the best one. Like all the big guys use Social Snowball. So you can give them their affiliate code and stuff. They can see how much they're going to be earning.
For example, now I can go back and like straight away mass email to like everyone.
100%. You can do that not only for the influencers, but you can also
customers, obviously.
Customers.
This is. I was thinking customers, you know, because that's the quickest turnaround I can get.
Exactly.
You know? Someone can go. I can send that email out. Someone can go to the gym and already do it straight away.
100%. Yeah. So you can have the refer to earn not just for going to the gym and getting the content. Like that's a daily habit tracking. Creation, what I would call it, like trying to get your community to create a habit of going to the gym, which is good. That is more of a social thingy. But for customers, like you also have lazy customers that maybe might buy, they might only go twice a week to the gym. So you want them to just be able to refer to a friend and be like, hey, I really like this stuff.
Okay.
And not have to go to the gym and just be like, okay, I can earn 10 or 15 or $20 if I refer to a friend. And then that's how the word of mouth is going to compound like crazy,
especially in one market also.
Exactly. So that's what you want to create. So they can do tagging you on Instagram or TikTok. They can do stories and tagging you there. They can even do Trustpilot reviews as well. They can go ahead and make pictures for you that you can use on your socials or even on your website. It's just, this is what we call the brand awareness engine. At least that's what Raymond calls it, the brand awareness engine, so that you're everywhere. Right? They can see, like I said, that's why he also said, I want you to be on TikTok, Snapchat, Google, boom, boom, so that they only see you.
And if you do everything for them, they will do everything for you as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is a domino effect, right? So that's eventually we want your page like boom with just all these different influencers like posting daily as well. Oh, it doesn't need to be daily, by a few times a week. Good.
Yeah, just to start would be.
Except for the big ones that are getting big pay, obviously, then they need to be pushing out a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So it depends.
But you said it's affiliate anyways, right?
Exactly.
So it depends, you know. Like they'll get paid depending on how many sales they get. So.
Exactly. And then another thing I think Remo want to go into is running whitelisting ads as well.
Yeah. So what all those brands do, for example, Thrive-In, is they run like partnership or.
We have quite a lot of girls on our partnership.
Whitelisting, what they do is. At the end of the video, for example, they mention use my code, and when people using that code on the web shop, then they get like an affiliate. So then there's also basically a reason for them to accept the partnership. You get what I mean? Are you doing that?
Yeah. And we've done partnership ads in the past, but then not this way. You know, where they actually say the code. No. We've done it with affiliate code, but then like. We didn't really try to push them to use their code, especially if we put money on the ad, and then normally we do
cost you money.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm paying for the affiliate the discount, and then there might already be like a discount on the website, and then I'm obviously paying for the ad as well. So like
and that's where it comes back to the beginning of this whole file that we made is the mindset. If you want to play the long-term game, like if you should see that you're basically paying for emails the whole time. Like people are just emails that's going to be my money machine afterwards.
Right. Yeah. Not first purchase.
So
once
you have that dedicated audience that they will convert when they see your emails and that type of stuff. You have the Discord community. What he said, like then you might not profit a lot upfront in this for the next 6 months doing this strategy, but in a year from now, you can only just press an email. You're going to be making money without having all that ad spend. You know what I mean? So you need to see it as an upfront investment as well. Like obviously, you're going to see your profits in the beginning be probably low, but it's going to increase over time. Like because we're playing the long-term game here. Like doing this is you did not choose an easy niche to begin with.
I know.
But you've already built up the very good fundamentals.
Yeah.
Now it's just change of strategy in order to just penetrate the market and just penetrate your brand to being like, hey, listen, we're also in the game. What's up? Like that's how you have to deal with that.
Yeah. So also it's also snowball effect with influencers, because if you have a lot of mid influencers with partnerships, influencers will also go to you. That's what I mean with if you give a lot of influencers the stuff and they record, the influencer will also come to you. Mm-hmm. That's what we also experienced with our previous brand. We had so many mid and small native influencers in the Netherlands. Every day we got like a lot of emails with, hey, can I also get your products and promote it?
Yeah,
daily?
we get tons of that already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would say also the last things to add on so Remo can jump into ads was also make sure to add gifts to each order for higher retention.
Would you say like, you mean
insert cards, vouchers, can also be through email, can be through social ball. Like you're not just having one platform push out the gifts that they can earn or the money that they can earn. You're going to have a thank you card in each order, which costs like 5 cents. And eventually you're going to have the emails also blasting out. You're going to have social snowball do their own personal email to earn $10 on every order. All right, guys, we had a dead battery, so we had to reset again. So the lights went on. It's also nighttime here, so we're going to jump back into it. So yeah, where we left off was about adding gifts to each order for higher retention, right? So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to add in vouchers, thank you cards, even free gifts on next orders. Be creative with that in order to get higher retention from clients, right? So things that work very well are, for example, gift cards. Like it costs you $0. They need to spend at least X amount of money in order to use that gift card, which is just going to also make you more profit off that one customer. So that is something that's very good to go for.
So you'd add like a gift card into like a package as well.
Yeah.
It's like you'd put a gift card and then a thank you card and then also a voucher.
Voucher visible, like no QR code scanning and stuff. If you want to do QR code scanning, it's possible, but there's no incentive when they get the thank you card. They want to go rip that thing open and just try it on as soon as possible, start making pictures, show their bum and stuff. But what you, if you have a thank you card which has like the code visible, like get 20% off or get $20 off.
We already have like a code, but then I think we should. Obviously, I was already planning to turn it into a QR code anyways. I think is it not easier? QR code's not better?
No, I mean like the take rate's going to be low.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe you can split test it though. You can have a different code for the one in the QR code and just see how many people are going to end up using it versus the ones that are getting the normal ones.
Yeah.
But you would need to track also which orders. You would need to make 2 SKUs on the insert card and just say like, okay, hey, for these orders specifically, or maybe even do an A/B test that your Shopify has that adds the insert card for free also in the cart, which is going to be SKU 1, and then sometimes it might add an A/B variant being SKU 2. Yeah. And then they get the other one with the QR code and the other one without. And then that's how you can track it.
Yeah, I understand.
So that's what I would recommend 100%. And then the most important thing, what Remo said, is going to be building a community. So I think, Remo, you can talk about building the community, and then we can head to Meta.
Do you know that there's a Discord community which Hudson use? Okay, so it's a community with all the affiliate influencers.
I know Discord, obviously.
Like Discord, but they have like a community in there, fully built with like UGC managers, and then they have like certain channels. So one is, for example, wins, so where people share the amount that they have made from affiliates, or they have like that's super sick. It's like you also have like gifts or something, or maybe like bonuses. So what Hudson does on high level is when they hit like a certain amount of revenue, so basically affiliate revenue, then they get like a incentives that they really want to have, you know. And then there are like UGC managers in the Discord community who shares like IDs with them. So for example, specific videos that went super viral for example other brands, and then they say like, hey, take inspiration from this video because it can actually help to get like a winning video, so basically a video that goes viral. And that way they get more affiliate. So in that way, you also create like an influencer / affiliate community.
With rewards.
So this community would be for affiliates and influencers. Yeah, okay, affiliates, right? Okay, not like a customer community. That's something else.
Nah, I would not do that. You can do it, but more on socials, maybe a Facebook.
Right. Oh yeah, we've got an Instagram one. We've got an Instagram
one. So yeah, that can be also very helpful when you get affiliates in and influencers. Okay, then some extra tips. Yeah, I already said like AI utilizing for images, but I think the most important one is about ads. So for example, when you search Driven Gymwear, they have like 4,000 active ads.
Wow.
Why? Because they just let it rip. They use like a kind of a media buying structure. I'm almost 100% sure, where it's basically for new drops, they create like a separate campaign, and they just let it run on just the amount of spend that they want to invest in the drop. They take it in that way, and they also have all the other ads, like partnership ads, whitelisting. They have it like in a kind of I'm almost 100% sure, in a bid cap campaign or a cost cap campaign, a control budget campaign, with like they set the CPA to a certain amount, the cost per result.
Yeah.
You can set it up, and then they just let it run there. So it creates like a lot of brand awareness for especially UGC, so middle of funnel. So that's also what I would recommend you to use. So right now, for example, if you're gonna launch fully in the Australia, just make like create like a content engine with all the influencers and affiliates for your specific collection, and you just let it run in a cost cap campaign. And then other than that, you just create like same type of highest impressions creatives from the other brands, but then with, for example, with your in-house models, or just we can reach out to
impressions on.
Yeah, because most of the time those brands, and you check the highest impressions creatives are the ones that generating the revenue, and all the other ones, they just run it in, for example, cost cap to create like brand awareness, to show to some type of audience. But those are like most likely, I guess, part of whitelisting ads.
Okay, so like, for example, at the stage that I'm at now, let's say I wanted to restructure things for Australia, how would you recommend to set that up?
Yeah, I would recommend to create first of all, a content engine for your winning products. So with content engine, I mean that you get like daily content from your affiliates. And then all basically ads that you ever have turned off from different collections and stuff, put everything in a cost cap.
Okay.
And just let it run there, so that you already have like maybe a few hundreds ads active, or maybe 1,000. I'm not sure how much.
I can do up to 1,000.
Up to 1,000. And then in your main CBO, which is on, for example, 1K budget, or I'm not sure what skill you are,
like
in that you feed it with new creatives the whole time. Just UGC, maybe statics about USPs about the fabrics and stuff. And then just the winners, you let it run, and then the losers, you put it in a cost cap and let it run there. So you basically never turn off ads.
Okay.
Never. You just turn it off, but you move it in the cost cap.
So I'd have a cost cap set up, and then I'd have like a main
campaign that you already have.
Okay, nice.
And then they also do a lot of launches, maybe new product launches every week or so. I'm not sure. But then you create a new campaign per each launch.
Right. Okay. So with now my current setup, would you just cut it off?
Just don't stop with what's already working for you. Also for all those actionables, just move to it slowly, step by step. Because if you're doing it tonight, then and tomorrow, you
Performance
end
is
up
done.
like
No, I wouldn't blame you guys, obviously. But
Yeah.
I would say, oh, it's because of these guys. No.
Yeah, but
just
maybe you think you get at home and you can, okay, let's turn off all the campaigns and build it up from scratch how they mentioned to me, but I would not recommend that. Just build on the side Australia and
just
build it out in that
alongside.
way. But in the meanwhile, don't change anything in your current workflow, but move quite slowly that you don't hit it in revenue, that you don't dip.
Get it.
Yeah, so they have probably a creative engine with creators and influencers, and for each new SKU, they launch a batch of creators and just let it run for long as the promotion lasts. You also, I guess, how those brands work at an higher level is they have like an amount of money that they want to invest for advertisement and launch, and they just let it run because it's not about creatives anymore. It's just, okay, we have a new collection. We have 50K budget.
You just want to show people.
We have 50K budget to invest in this collection, and just launch the same type of videos and images that they have done for previous collections, and then they see, okay, let's see how it performs, and then they're gonna decide, okay, it is a winner. We're gonna create more variations of this product. That way they work, I guess. And then this is just meta. Also, what we said.
Sorry, just hold that thought. I've just got a question on this. So, because I've got tons of content over last year, yeah? So, like, obviously a lot of it's off right now because I wanted to only push this one product. But then, obviously, this collection page that I'm running right now, this collection page is, like, converting decent. Obviously, I'm going to action some stuff, like, the website stuff that you've mentioned. And, I'm going to execute on that and just make sure that, I'm giving myself the best possible chance. But then in terms of my other ads, and I turn them on, would I also run them to the best-selling collection page, even though they might not show that product?
No, I would keep it on the other collection pages. It's just that cost cap is just for brand awareness. So whenever someone gets interested in the other product, they can buy it.
Right, okay. So, but brand awareness in terms of, the campaign goal is still sales, obviously.
So what I mean by that is, let's say they have 3,000 ads active in the cost cap. It just runs there, and whenever someone that already bought the product gets to that creative, maybe they end up buying.
Would you just inflate the budget?
For cost cap, you always have to inflate the budget to give room to meta, but just start safely by set the cost per result on your target CPA.
Okay.
And the budget, for example, on $500, and then it will only spend the $500 when it hits the CPA on a window of 7 days. Remember that. That's basically all about creatives for meta. But what I said, tap into Google, Snapchat, TikTok, but also step by step. Don't launch on all the platforms tomorrow.
Once,
I've just recently launched on TikTok actually, but then I launched on TikTok in the US. But obviously this is based off just me, like, because we've also got we just got loads of data in the US, but then I wouldn't say it's our best market. Australia is probably our best market in terms of return. So maybe I should probably focus more on Australia on the omni-channel.
Start in one country for omni-channel, because you're also gonna focus on one country.
Perfect, man.
So this is basically the whole game plan. A lot of actionables.
100%, man.
So now we need to see Fern now go to 8 figures after this. Well, 8 figures a year.
Obviously, the goal is 1 million per month for now. Obviously, we've got obviously we hit 480. We've done like about almost 200K per month. Last couple months, but then now the goal is seven figures a month.
Let's have a look one more time to the numbers, so you get obsessed. So this is just one store.
I like the numbers, bro.
There's just one store, so they have subdomains, and it's already doing 100 to 200K a day. So your monthly revenue in a day. Just remind that.
That's man. I'm small, bro. I'm
180K a day. Also just one domain. They have subdomains, what I saw, and then Define. They're also around 200, 300K a day.
They're big players.
You see Define. Google, TikTok, Not even sure what,
What
that means.
thing is this? Similar web or something? What is this?
No, it's a brand search.
Brand search?
Yeah, you can see like the reach of, I mean, the web shop visitors amount and also the
Driving
revenue.
return.
And the revenue, yeah. Estimation though. But
Yeah,
it's
of course.
well
Yeah.
We've checked ourselves on there as well. You can
Is
check
it?
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
100%, yeah.
But a lot of stuff is not accurate. For example, it shows 0 Google, but I'm almost sure they're wrong Google.
100%, yeah.
Just estimation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
All right, bro. You
Very
ready
good,
to
man.
execute?
Yeah, of course, man. I wouldn't waste your time like this, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Of
Perfect.
course, man. A lot to do.
Yeah, 100%. All right, bro. Time to get to work.
Yeah, of course.
100%.